Brought to you by Wikivideo Documentaries. Richard K. Morgan. Richard Morgan, known as Richard K. Morgan in the US, is a British science fiction and fantasy author. Born in London, and brought up in the village of Heatherset, near Norwich, Morgan studied history at Queen's College, Cambridge. After graduating, he started teaching English in order to travel the world. After 14 years in a post at the University of Strathclyde, his first novel was published and he became a full-time writer. Morgan's books are generally set in a post-extropianist dystopian world. Morgan described his takeaway of one of his books as society is, always has been and always will be a structure for the exploitation and oppression of the majority through systems of political force dictated by an elite, enforced by thugs, uniformed or not, and upheld by a willful ignorance and stupidity on the part of the majority whom the system oppresses. Literary career. In 2002, Morgan's first novel Altered Carbon was published, combining elements of cyberpunk and hard-boiled detective fiction, and featuring the anti-hero Takeshi Kovacs. The film rights for the book sold for a reported figure of $1 million to film producer Joel Silver, enabling Morgan to become a full-time writer. In 2003, the US edition received the Philip K. Dick Award. In 2003, Broken Angels was published, the sequel to Altered Carbon, again featuring Takeshi Kovacs and blending science fiction and war fiction in a similar way to his cross-genre debut. Market Forces, Morgan's first non-Kovacs novel, is set in the not-too-distant future. It was originally written as a short story, then as a screenplay. After the success of his first two works, it was released as a novel and optioned as a film. Morgan's third, and he has stated final, Kovacs novel Woken Furies was released in the UK in March 2005 and in the US in September 2005. Morgan wrote two 6-issue miniseries for Marvel Comics under the Marvel Knights imprint. His first story, Black Widow, Homecoming, published monthly in 2004, was followed by a second, Black Widow, The Things They Say About Her, published monthly in 2005. Both are available in collected editions. According to Morgan's official website, the series was an artifact of limited appeal and is unlikely to be continued, although he has other comic projects in development. Black Man was released in May 2007 in the UK and in June 2007 in the United States. According to the author, the book is about the constraints of physicality and the fact that people are not into who they are. These are things he could not deal with in the Kovacs universe, because for Kovacs and people like him, mortality is avoidable. They just skip into a new body. The novel won the 2008 Arthur C. Clarke Award. Morgan wrote a fantasy trilogy with a gay protagonist, A Land Fit for Heroes, the first volume of which has the title The Steel Remains, and was published in August 2008 in the UK and on the 20th of January 2009 in the United States. The second volume, titled The Cold Commands, was published in 2011. The third book in the series is called The Dark Defiles and was published on the 17th of August 2014. Liber Primus Games is creating a game book series based on the A Land Fit for Heroes trilogy. The first game was published for Android, Apple, and Amazon Kindle Fire devices on the 4th of November 2015. In 2008, he worked with Starbreeze as a writer for Syndicate, the 2012 reimagining of the 1992 original. Additionally, Morgan worked with Electronic Arts and Crytek as lead writer for their 2011 video game, Crysis 2. Brought to you by Wikivideo Documentaries. Would you like to know more?